unemployed man from Linz, in his mid-30s and lured by the prospect of a free weekend in Bregenz, was on his way back home to Linz. The sales event was already over, and he had drunk heavily at an inn in Bregenz to drown his disappointment and frustration over the overpriced junk offers. The alcohol had enveloped him in a dense fog of stupor. The return journey, after the disappointing weekend, was a dismal echo of the previous days. The promises of fantastic bargains and exclusive offers had turned out to be hollow, and the insistent sales presentations still echoed in his ears. The bus rolled down the highway as dusk fell. Somewhere between Feldkirch and Nenzing, just before the Arlberg tunnel, he felt his stomach contract violently. "Stop!" he called out in a hoarse voice, and the bus driver, visibly annoyed, brought the vehicle to a sharp halt. The man staggered out, chin to chest, and vomited heavily onto the dew-fresh meadow. When he lifted his head, his blurred eyes met the melancholic gaze of a cow, whose calm sadness only intensified his own misery. The journey continued, but the inevitable soon caught up with him again. Still on the bus, nausea overcame him once more. He could no longer hold back and spewed onto the bus floor. He barely felt the shocked and disgusted glances of the fellow passengers, so engulfed was he in his own wretchedness. At the next gas station, the tour operators forced him to clean up his mess. With a bucket meant for windshield cleaning, he scooped up his vomit. The water was dirty, and the mixture of cleaning fluid and stomach contents smelled atrocious. Nevertheless, he put the bucket back in its place, innocently and thoughtlessly, unaware of the consequences this could have. Shortly afterward, a man in a small, worn-out car pulled into the gas station. His windows were smeared with rain, and he reached for the bucket to clean them. The man dipped the sponge into the water, ran it over the windshield, and immediately his face contorted with disgust. A loud roar and cursing ensued. The man pounded on the roof of his car, cursing his fate. The stench, the realization that he was now faced with the Linz man's misery, it was too much. The bus with the Linz man still had a long journey ahead, and that was bad, as it smelled terrible inside, and the windows couldn't be opened. While the man from Linz sat in the stuffy air of the bus, overwhelmed by shame and remorse, the driver at the gas station brooded over the misfortune that had befallen him. Two men, both trapped in their own misery, connected by an unfortunate event. The Linz man stared out the window, the landscape passing by bleak and empty. The driver sat resigned in his car, face buried in his hands, the windshield in front of him smeared with the remnants of someone else's despair. Both felt the crushing weight of their circumstances, and in that moment, every hope, every illusion of a better life seemed to slip away. The journey, which had begun with a promise, ended in a melancholic despair, a reflection of their own desperation.